Hello, Furblinger. Welcome. Hi, Juan. How are you today? Hello, Juan. Can you hear me? Can you hear me? Okay, I'll give you the time. Hi, hi, Anna. You have a new picture. So this class is going to be on stereotypes today, and we'll be reading a short article. We will talk about vocabulary words, and we will just talk about actually stereotyping and how that is uh, negative and or positive for people. So, all right. So just waiting on Juan to get started. And hi, Anna. How are you?
Hello, I am fine.
And I like your picture. What is that? Actually,
Is Alicia the Wonder World? Not, I don't know, like saying English. Alicia.
is it Alice in Wonderland? Is it a Hollywood? It's a Walt Disney character with a Jack Daniels shirt on. So, hi, Shadow. How are you today?
Hello, teacher. Hello, everybody. I'm fine, thank you.
So where are you from, Shadow?
I'm from Saudi Arabia.
Awesome. Okay. And Ana Maria, where are you from?
I am Spanish, but now live in Mexico.
Okay. Oh, okay. Okay. So it's in Mexico right now. It is just midnight, right?
Sorry?
And what time is it in Mexico right now?
12 in the night.
Yeah. So it's midnight. Okay. Um, and what time is it in Saudi Arabia, Shadow?
It's 8 in the morning.
It's 8 a.m. Okay. So you are 1 hour before the many of the European countries because it's 7 there for them. So, and Juan, can you speak yet? I think he's working on getting his microphone going. So, all right. Well, it's nice to meet you all. My name is Holly, and I've been with Verbling for about 3 weeks now. I'm originally from Idaho in the USA, and that's actually where I'm living now. I did live away from Idaho for about 20 years and came back. Actually, I came back, it was 22 years. I left at 18 and came back at age 40. So, so it was a 22 years away from it. During that time, I lived in Finland and I lived in South Korea, and then I lived in that was for about 13 or 14 years of that time period, and teaching English. I've been teaching English since 1994 and started teaching online in 2006. So, and somebody told me about Verbling, and I looked into it, and then several months later, I applied, and it's been a pleasure to be here. So, all right, today's topic is on stereotypes. So bear with me a moment. I'm going to bring up the topic. Does everybody see the slide?
Yeah.
Awesome. Okay. So first thing, um, when you look at these different people on the slide, how would you stereotype them, or what do you think when you see these pictures? Um, Shadow, what would you, what when you see these pictures, what do you think of?
Workers, people, except the two girls in the second line.
Okay, so workers. Oh, you think of professions, occupations.
Some of them profession.
Uh-huh.
Um, uh, I think they are workers except two person here.
Okay, and what are the two that are not workers?
One in the second one, I mean, in
Second
the
line.
left, yeah,
This one
yes,
and this one.
and yeah,
Uh-huh. Okay. But the rest are, she's either a mother or a nanny, you know.
I think nanny is a hard work, really.
Yeah, it is hard work. I agree. I agree. Juan, can you speak yet? Okay, not apparently not. Anna, can I just call you Anna, or do you want me to call you Anna Maria?
Ana.
Anna's fine. Okay. So Anna, what do you think of when you see these pictures?
Um, they are people workers.
Okay, so you think workers as well?
They have a profession especially.
Uh-huh. Okay. So what do you think of this lady right here?
This is, I don't know the word, this word, bombero in Spanish, but I don't know
Okay.
in English.
Oh, okay. You can't know the word in English? Okay. What do you think of shadow when you see this word?
Is a person happy?
Happy? Okay.
Yeah, I think she's enjoying her time.
Yeah, the word I think of is fun loving. I'm typing it in the Verbling
Yeah.
chat. So she seems to be like a really fun loving, happy go lucky person.
Yes.
No, no, Carlos, we can't hear you. Oh, happy go lucky person. How about this lady right here?
This person is thinking about your problems. I think so.
Uh-huh. Just think of, yeah. The word that came to my mind when I saw that was pensive. Pensive is means it's a person who is a serious thinker.
Yes.
Okay. Serious thinker.
Sure.
Okay. Do you think she's probably fun loving?
Mm.
I don't know. Maybe.
Yeah, she might be, but we can't tell based on this picture. Yeah. Oh, and you know, she could be a nanny, or she could be the mother, or she could be the auntie, you know? She could be
Oh,
the grandmother.
she could be the baby and she grew up.
Yeah, looking at herself. She time traveled to see her baby, so
Okay, I'm just kidding.
yeah, it's. Have you ever wanted to do that, or am I the only one? When I was younger, I used to dream about time traveling back to when I was a baby, so I could see what I was like.
Oh, I
But
wish that.
yeah, so hi, okay, Ken.
Yes,
Okay,
hello.
how are you?
Yes, yes, I'm fine, thank you. How are you?
Great, very good, very good. I was looking at these pictures. Okay, I want to see if you have answered the same as everyone else. What do you
Mm-hmm.
see? What do you think of when you see these pictures?
The some of them, I see some occupation or some
Uh-huh.
habits
Okay.
for them. Yeah.
Okay. So when you see this, what do you think she is?
She has a baby.
Mm-hmm.
She had a baby. Yeah.
She has a baby. Is she a
Mm-hmm.
mother, or is she a nanny, or is she the auntie, the grandmother?
Mother.
Uh-huh. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
All right. And this picture down here, Juan, can you hear us now?
I can hear you.
Oh, and we can hear
Can
you
you
too.
can you hear me?
Yes.
Oh my
Yay.
God. Thank you. I'm
Yay.
sorry.
Yeah, so welcome. No
I have
worries.
trouble.
So where are you calling in from, Juan?
I'm calling from Spain, from
Spain.
Madrid, in Spain. Yeah,
Okay, so it's about 7 in the morning,
yeah, it's
right?
7:15 in the morning.
Hmm. Perfect, perfect. Okay, so Juan, when you see these pictures, what do you think of?
Um, I think they are workers,
Hmm.
and some of them are maybe this one is sad, I think.
Uh-huh. She's sad.
Uh,
Okay.
she's not a worker,
Hmm.
and there is another one.
We're here.
Yes, I think she's really happy and
Uh-huh.
she's celebrating something, but she's not a
Hmm.
worker. Um,
Okay.
and the other ones are all professions or workers.
Hmm. How about this one? Is she a nanny or is she the mother?
Oh, I don't know. Maybe both of them. Probably she's a nanny. I
Uh-huh.
think.
Okay.
Pro-
Yeah,
I
see,
don't
and I don't know. When I actually chose these pictures from Microsoft, and
Yeah,
these ones, the keywords were professions, and
yeah.
these three, the keywords were emotion.
Emotion. Yeah,
Yeah, so this one actually I think is a mother, is supposed to be the mother, but then when everybody said professions and occupations and work, I thought, oh yeah, she could be the mom. So I mean, she could be a nanny there. Um,
hmm.
so okay, so everyone, what does stereotype mean? So Anna, what would you call? How would you explain stereotype, and can you give examples?
Mm. I think that I think that is like mm, mm, really I don't know explain now.
Uh-huh. Okay,
Maybe
no worries.
other person.
Okay. Shadow, can you think of it some examples as,
Examples of
as
stereo.
stereotype?
Mm, Um, I don't know really.
Okay. Well, I just thought of a way that we can come up with some examples to get together, and we're gonna write it out actually. Um, and this is probably um, this is what I'm going to do is we're going to finish this sentence. Remember, stereotypes are not correct. They're not always right, right?
Sure.
Stereotypes are just how we perceive and how we think. So let's start with this. All Americans are what? What's a stereotype that we have about Americans?
Tall.
Tall? Okay. I was actually thinking fat.
A little bit fat.
Yeah,
Uh-huh.
we won't say fat. All Americans are tall and overweight. We
Overweight.
know that's not true, but because overweight is a better way. Okay, and let's pick on all of our nationalities. Okay, all Japanese are okay. What would
Smart.
you say? Smart, intelligent.
Small.
Is that true? Okay,
No.
no.
Are those different types that are Japanese?
Okay,
Obviously.
so all Spanish are
Beautiful.
beautiful.
Yeah.
Beautiful.
Beautiful. I was thinking, and fun loving actually is what I was thinking.
Yeah.
The stereotype of Spanish and Italians is they're really fun loving people, right? And then all Saudi Arabians
Oh, this is beautiful, yeah.
are beautiful. All Saudi Arabian women. Let's do that. Women are beautiful. Do you agree with that, Shadow?
Sure, I agree with that.
Okay, and then all Argentinians.
Like football.
Argentine. How do I spell it? Argent. I spelled it wrong. Okay, Argentinians. No, that's right. T-I-N-I-A-N. Is that right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
That's right.
All Argentinians are
Talker.
talkative.
Yeah.
Is that true? Anna?
I don't know really. I don't know that means talkative
Ta-
really.
okay, a talkative person. I'm actually very talkative. A talkative person is a person that talks all the time.
Okay, okay. What? Cool.
Juan thought of it, so it's, but talkative and how about this? And fun loving. So, but of course, these are examples of um, stereotypes. See, all Finns, since I lived in Finland for 11 years, I identify with them. So all Finns are quiet and shy. It's not true, but that's what they see themselves as. So, can you guys think of other nationalities?
Teacher, can I ask you a
Uh-huh.
question?
Yes.
Is it because I see that all these sentences it's like over generalization.
Uh-huh.
Is that what's the meaning of stereotype?
Yep. Yeah.
Ah,
Yes. Excuse me.
okay.
Yes, stereotyping is over generalizing. You might look
Okay.
at someone, so you might say, okay, now let's go with professions now. Okay, we've done nationalities. Now let's do professions. Okay,
Mm-hmm.
so all teachers are
Struggling.
struggling financially.
Yeah, you're right.
Um, that's why I never went into proper teaching at schools. So, um, um, all all engineers are technically savvy. You guys know this word, technically savvy,
Yes,
No.
knowledgeable.
knowledgeable. They're very good. If they're technically if somebody's technically savvy, they're very, very good with technology.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so if you need help with a computer, or if you need help with to get your VCR or your DVD player connected to your TV, you call an engineer and they can do it for you, right?
Mm-hmm.
That's the stereotype. What are some other stereotypes? Um, all um, students are partiers. All students, no, I can't. We can't say that actually. We can say all students party too much.
Mhm.
Okay. Can you guys think of another stereotype that's probably not true?
Okay. All lawyers are liars.
Are liars, yeah. Or all politicians.
Yeah, you're right, politician.
All politicians are untrustworthy. Okay, so we know that these aren't true, but when you say,
I, I, I have one question about the
uh-huh,
sentence. All
yeah,
students party too much. Party should be the verb, or we need a verb
the
in this
verb is
sentence.
party.
Okay.
The verb is party. I didn't like you actually can say all students are partiers, but I don't personally like that word.
Oh,
So I decided to choose a different way of saying it.
I see. So we don't need to say throw a party. We can also say party.
Yeah, just all students
Okay.
party. Like in some countries, like when I was in Korea, for example, all students partied 7 days a week. That was pretty much the thing. But in the States, the students party Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. Friday and Saturday on the weekends. In Finland, the students didn't party that much. compared to other countries.
Mm-hmm.
So, okay, so all politicians are untrustworthy, or you could say all engineers are creative, that kind, just all kinds of things. So that's an example. That's what stereotypes are. Okay. Okay. So let's go ahead. What we're going to do now is we're going to read an article about what's about stereotyping. Okay, and go through some. Um, what we will do is we will read through this, make sure that you guys know all the words, and also we'll look at pronunciation. Okay, so Ake, could you read the first couple sentences?
Stereotypes explain a commonly held thought about a group of people in general or specific type of person. Such commonly held stereotypes, regardless of accuracy, include obese people to eat too much. All Asians are adept at martial arts, or many homeless are lazy, who also have alcohol or drug addictions. Although positive stereotypes do exist, they almost always generate negative associations.
Okay. Okay, so does everybody know all of these words? A very good pronunciation. Okay.
Thank you.
So do you guys know the word obese?
Yeah.
Too fat.
Overweight.
Yes, overweight or fat. It goes overweight, fat, obese. Obese is when you're it's when you're very, very big. And how about adept? All Asians are adept at martial arts. Does anybody know what that means? Any idea?
Practice or something?
All Asians, when you're adept at something, you're actually good. You're quite good at something. You're talented at something. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So, or many homeless are lazy, or the other one are many homeless are not just lazy, but mentally ill. And that actually might be true. So, but they're many mentally ill. Okay. Although positive stereotypes do exist. Okay. Anna, could you read a couple sentences here?
Yes. A stereotype might seem
Laughable.
laughable at first. They are difficult to ignore. Even worse, they slowly influence people over a long period of time. Stereo- ¿Cómo dice stereotypes?
Stereotypes.
Stereotypes become viewed as normal or typical, with the less superfluous and unfair treatment.
Thank you. All right, Juan, could you read the next one?
Okay. People targeted by the stereotypes might be unable to overcome these negative views. Society might also prevent them from
Succeeding.
Please, could you
Succeeding.
repeat? Succeeding in a school
Succeeding.
of work.
Yeah. Okay.
Succeeding in a school of work
Okay.
or work.
Perfect. Okay. And people targeted. Yeah.
Targeted.
They may be unable to overcome these negative views. Society may also prevent them from succeeding in school or work. Okay. Are there any words or phrases here? So okay, let's go on. So what does the article say about positive stereotypes? We can go back. What does the article say about?
They do exist.
Hmm? Yeah, and sometimes positive. If it's a positive stereotype, it's still not true. Like okay, this internationally, right? Americans, everybody says Americans are fat and overweight and lazy. Another one that is very positive is all Americans are friendly.
Mm-hmm.
And not all Americans are friendly. So um, I know plenty of Americans who are not friendly.
So most of them leave.
Many of them. I think most of us are friendly, but you find, you can't say all of anything. So yeah, but it is a positive stereotype about Americans, and like the positive stereotype about Spanish, that Spanish are fun-loving and so forth. That's probably true. Is it true, Juan?
Sorry, I have to leave for a minute because
Oh, okay.
my son is waking up. Sorry.
Okay, no worries. No worries. But is it true that the Spanish people are fun-loving? I would say it is, but
Yes, it's true.
more or less. But then there's probably some people that are really dull and boring that live in Spain. So what sort of problems can happen because of stereotypes? Anyone want to answer that one? Shadow?
Yeah, it's an article, you mean?
Yeah, or based on your personal experience as well, from the article or your personal experience.
I think the stereotypes, especially in Arab countries, from other countries, look to them as like judge them, and they don't know anything about them. So you just judge them because they saw them in a different way.
Mm-hmm.
So
Yeah,
it's like that.
yeah, and well, it's like another thing that I think happens with stereotypes is, and my favorite quote from a Disney movie is, we don't like what we don't understand because it scares us. Oh, excellent! Thanks. Great one. It scares us, and so sometimes we stereotype and we don't because we don't understand. So.
Yeah, it's people afraid from differences.
Uh-huh. They're afraid they don't they don't understand why Asians bow instead of shaking hands, and so because of that they're scared of it. So, Juan, question for you: are all Spanish people fun-loving?
No, really, no. That's a stereotype.
Uh-huh.
Uh, Most of us are really fun people, yeah,
Uh-huh.
but not nobody is like the same way.
Mm-hmm.
There are a lot of people are shy. There are a lot of people uh, um, don't like party and so on. That really
Uh-huh.
are very of most
Uh-huh.
most stereotype
Uh-huh.
in about the Spanish people.
So there are dull and boring Spanish
Yeah.
people.
Okay.
Okay.
There are all of kind of people here
Uh-huh.
in Spain. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Uh, okay. Can you answer the second question? What sort of
Mhm.
problems can happen because of stereotypes?
Yeah, too much generalized person, your things easily connect to the prejudice
Yes.
or
Exactly.
discrimination.
Hmm. Exactly. Exactly. So we can quickly discriminate against people very, very quickly. All right.
Yeah.
All right. All right. So now what we're going to do is go to some vocabulary activities. I guess I'm sorry. It's a discussion. I'm sorry. I was thinking we were doing something else. So what are some stereotypes? We've actually already answered that question. Can you guys think of some other stereotypes that we haven't actually gone through? Any others? What is it? Women are emotional and men are logical. Is that true?
Not
No,
all the
no.
time.
Not all the time. Okay. And um, and now we kind of quickly went over different your countries that are stereotyped. Can you guys actually, okay, what is
Mm-hmm.
your opinion? How are Japanese stereotyped?
Japanese stereotypes are maybe shy,
Mm-hmm.
but some Japanese are overgoing. Oh, no, no, overgoing. Sorry.
Outgoing?
Outgoing, yeah.
Uh-huh. Okay, so you would say a lot of times people consider
Or,
Japanese
good
shy?
at martial arts are one type of stereotype. Because
Yeah, I
I
hadn't
don't
even
like
thought of
martial
that
arts
one.
at all. At all.
I
Yeah,
I've
something like
always
that.
I've always stereotyped Japanese as technically savvy
Yeah, that's right.
because of
I'm not.
because of
I
Sony
think.
and yeah, Sony
Uh-huh.
and Toyota and the Subaru and the Toyotas were always very good cars and the Hondas. So obviously you guys know how to put together great cars and
Mm.
stuff like that. So you guys, I mean, obviously the engineers in Japan. So, um, Anna, how would you stereotype your own nationality?
I don't know. No, I don't know.
You don't know? Okay, no worries. That's in my class. Saying I don't know is a great answer because you have answered the question. So, Juan, how would you stereotype Spanish?
Um, as you said a couple of minutes ago,
Uh huh.
uh, the stereotypes are fun people,
Hmm.
and um, maybe sometimes I think a little lazy, but it's not true.
Hmm. Okay.
Um, yeah,
Yeah. So fun loving, but lazy. So,
yes.
but it's not true. Okay. And how do you Shadow? How do you stereotype Saudis?
Uh, you mean girls and boys?
Whatever you can say, women or
Maybe boys. I think that Saudi boys are fun but crazy
uh huh,
sometimes,
uh huh.
and girls are very shy.
Ah, okay. Is that true in reality, or does
In
it
Saudi,
depend?
in Saudi Arabia, most of girls very shy.
Oh, really? Okay. So it is a more or less um, a true stereotype, and and I think that a lot of people would stereotype Saudis as either very rich or very poor financially
Oh, yeah, you're right.
because of oil and stuff like that. So it's either one or the other. So, okay, do you guys stereotype people? Juan, do you stereotype people when you meet somebody the first time?
Um, um, really, I try not to do it,
Uh
but
huh.
sometimes, because sometimes you can see some people if and suddenly uh, in your mind you are thinking, oh my God, this person is very clever, or it's really silly because
Mhm.
he act some way,
Mhm.
but um, little by little you are becoming to know how the people really are.
Mhm. Yeah. Yeah. Have you ever stereotyped somebody that is dressing a certain way, and once you learn to know them, you realize that your stereotype was completely wrong?
Yeah, a lot
Yeah.
of times.
Yeah. I remember one of my currently she's one of my best friends from university, and the first time I saw her when she started university, she was wearing black pants and all black clothes, and she had holes in her pants. And I stereotyped her as a partier, and in reality she's very serious and she doesn't really party hardly at all.
Mhm.
And she became one of my best friends, and we actually taught in Korea together at the same time. So, um, Ake, um,
Mhm.
do you? The question I'd asked is, do you I asked one if you stereotype people, and then I asked, have you ever stereotyped somebody and then got to know them and realized that your stereotype was completely wrong?
Yeah, it's also happened the first impression.
Uh huh.
Some psychologists says first impression is everything. If you have a bad first impression, that first impression is hard to reverse. But
Uh huh.
reversing often happen to me.
It does happen.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, they say for example, with teachers and students, usually a student will decide within the first 30 seconds
Mm-hmm.
whether they will
Mm.
learn from that teacher or not. And so the initial impression is very important.
Mm.
So,
But in my case, that also often changes. First preference is like that, but after
uh-huh.
that the image changes, or
Mhm.
because after that we can know how to communicate the
Mhm.
person communication, the way of communication
Mhm.
or behavior. So
Yeah.
often I think it often changes
Uh-huh.
to me. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. I think it really depends on everything. So and well, you think of the stories where you hear of a man and a woman who actually their first impression of each other was very bad, and then they ended up marrying
Mm.
and were married for the rest of their lives. So,
Mm-hmm.
um, so Shadow, let's go to this next question. Does stereotyping help you in some way?
I mean, stereotyping that if you see someone, or you
Mm-hmm.
use your sense to try to understand that,
Uh-huh.
and you make a picture in your mind about that. Sometimes it's right, sometimes it's wrong, but if
Mm-hmm.
it's right, that will give you like make you decide what's the next step. I mean,
Yeah.
so
So
mm,
yeah. Does everybody agree with Shadow that it can actually help out if your stereotype is correct? What do you think? Agree? Disagree? Juan, what do you think?
Yeah, usually stereotypes are really bad.
Uh-huh.
Uh, um, it's a shame, but
Uh-huh.
um, negatives meanings are the main stereotypes I know,
Uh-huh.
and very few about good things.
Mm-hmm.
And then I think mm, actually the stereotypes can help you very much.
Yeah. Okay, thank you very much. And Anna, let's go to this next question. Why do you think people stereotype? Any idea?
No.
No. Um, tell me about your picture, Alice in Wonderland. She has all the um, uh, let me show you right here. Has all the tattoos and the Jack Daniels shirt.
mhm.
Is that kind of a stereotype there?
Maybe yes, but really, no. My picture is not me really. I don't
Uh-huh.
tattoos. I don't drink
Uh-huh.
Jack Daniels. Maybe over alcohol, but not Jack Daniels.
Uh-huh.
I like this picture because it's rebelde,
It's what is the word? Funny?
rebel, rebel.
You like the picture because it is what? Okay, yeah, because it's because she looks like a rebel. See it?
Yes, no, it's normal that Alita's in Wonder World.
Uh-huh. And I saw this picture and I thought, wow, Anna Maria, she obviously has a good sense of humor when I saw that.
Can you repeat, please?
Sense of humor. Somebody who is able to laugh. You laugh at things. But is that a is that a stereotype by looking at pictures and assuming?
Yes, yes, it's like black humor, black humor.
Yeah, a sense of humor.
The sense of humor.
Yeah, sense of humor. It's on the Verbling chat, and it's basically the ability to laugh at things, to laugh at things. Okay, all right. Let's go to the next question. How can stereotypes be damaging? Okay.
As I said, it's too much generalization
Hmm.
connects to the prejudice and the discrimination.
Exactly. I think a lot of these questions are very. You guys know the word redundant?
Redundant. Mhm.
It means it seems like we're answering the same things over and over. Let's find one
Yeah.
that's.
So can I answer the previous question?
Yes, please, you.
Yeah, I think because it's easy to stereotype people,
Hmm.
at the beginning, especially which things or people which I'm not familiar with, and
Uh-huh.
it's catchy to stereotype people. It's catchy to recognize.
Uh-huh.
That's what stereotype is happening in the world.
And we don't really, like I said with Anna's picture, we don't realize just the pictures that you guys choose for your Google Hangouts, um, how that can actually cause many people to stereotype.
Mhm.
We don't mean to, um, but you might look at something and go, oh, so I stereotyped Anna. I immediately thought, oh wow, fun-loving, sense of humor. But I didn't think she partied, but I did think she was fun-loving and had a sense of humor.
Mhm.
So, um, and I didn't know your picture. I didn't know it was John Lennon. So, and then Juan's picture, a businessman. Are you a businessman, Juan?
No, I know, but more or less, I'm salesman in Volvo car.
Okay, so yeah, you are a businessman actually, since you work in sales.
Ah, okay.
Yeah, yeah. So that's what so we look at these pictures and we automatically um, um, a stereotype. And then Shadow, is that your picture?
No, it's just
Yeah,
it's yeah, it's not.
that's you. Okay, yeah. So that's not you, Shadow.
No, not me.
Yeah, and I didn't know whether it was you or not. So, but I mean, why do you guys look at the pictures here on Verbling and do you guys stereotype based on the choices of
Sometimes.
the pictures?
Sometimes,
Mhm.
if the
Yeah.
picture is strange, maybe.
Uh-huh.
Because, for example, I usually had a picture in my, how do you say it? In my Berlin or
Uh-huh.
in my Google. Um, I love uh, I love a character. It's Darth Vader. Do you know the Star Wars Darth Vader? You know?
Yes, yeah, I know of it. I don't
I,
know
I
Star
had
Wars, but
I had a Darth Vader in my picture because I love him, and then I had to change it because uh, people stereotypes me. First of all, uh, you are freaky, you are
uh-huh.
strange people, and then I changed my picture because it has really stereotyping me.
Uh-huh. Yeah, because the picture that you had. Yeah, and well, and sometimes you can like there there's one person who I look at the picture and I know exactly what nationality she is based on the picture she's shown.
Yeah,
And it was an Asian country and I knew exactly because I knew that you know, or you look at the pictures and I'll look at the name and I don't know if it's male or female and I look at the picture and I think, okay, that has to be a guy, and then it's a female voice come out and I'm like, oh, I'm wrong. So but yeah, but I mean, in that, even in that respect, we are all stereotyping. So, but hopefully they're not. The impressions change very quick. Let's see. Let's go to this question. How can being stereotyped hurt your job opportunities? Okay, it was nice to see you too, Juan, and thank you for coming and have a wonderful work day. I know that your work day is starting soon. So, so how can being stereotyped hurt your job opportunities? Shadow, what do you think?
Yeah, I think stereotype is a natural thing that you do.
Uh-huh.
People, I mean, when you talk before, you said that it's something that you do unconscious.
Yeah.
But I mean, you have even if you use these things, I mean, if you stereotype people, you have to save it to yourself.
Uh-huh.
Don't show that except if you have an evidence or that
Uh-huh.
people like it in this way. I mean, um, some people, if they have doing something like, for example, uh, people in other countries always stereotype. For example, I'm talking about women, especially Muslims women, because they
Uh-huh.
wearing a scarf.
Yeah.
Uh, they stereotype them as I don't know how, but they don't want to make them get the job, or
Uh-huh.
uh, always they try to block them for many things. Uh,
Because of because of what they're wearing.
yeah.
Uh-huh.
Uh, so I think this is a cross line. I mean,
Uh-huh.
people when they stereotype like that
Uh-huh.
to hurt another people, I think this is it's not coming like a not. Yeah, it's
Yeah.
across the board. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, and I agree with you. And then you know then there's the I've had some very very good friends that, I mean, students that turned into really good friends that were Muslim, and one lady in particular, and she gets really frustrated because so many people think that she's oppressed, that her husband is pushing her down and making her, you know, and she's got a wonderful life, but the stereotype that people have is wrong, and people don't realize it. So
Yeah, you're
um,
right.
yeah. So one thing about language, this is a real common mistake that's made by native and non-native speakers of English, that I wrote as subconscious or unconscious. Can you guys think of what the difference would be? Okay, do you know the difference between these two words?
Subconscious and unconscious. Oh, slightly different. And subconscious sounds like a bit shallower than unconscious. Unconscious is more deeper.
Okay, well,
I
actually,
don't know.
this is okay. Now you will hear native speakers use this wrong. You'll see it wrong a lot. But the actual definition for unconscious
Mhm,
is when you are asleep for health reasons.
mhm.
Okay?
Mm,
So if
Ah,
you
okay.
were
okay.
so if you are unconscious, that means you're asleep, you know, or you were in an accident and you're on the side of the road and you're unconscious, and they take you to the hospital and stuff like that. Now, when you were talking about subconscious is when you do something and you don't realize you're doing it. So we stereotype subconsciously. We don't even realize we're stereotyping, right? And where a shadow you used unconsciously,
Mm-hmm.
and I almost didn't catch it because it's so common to get those two words mixed up. Very common. So you made a native speaker error, and so very good job. But yeah, so we subconsciously stereotype. We subconsciously make decisions about people that we don't even realize we're making. As somebody might say, look at, say for example, a lady is pregnant and she goes for a job interview, and she doesn't get the job because she's pregnant, but the person didn't even think about it. Maybe they didn't really see the baby bump, but she doesn't get the job, and so forth. But anyway, what's the next question? What do you think the difference is between stereotypes and prejudices? Anyone?
Kind of, stereotype includes some positive things. But
Uh-huh.
I think prejudice also, oh, but it's very difficult. It's kind of connected,
Mm-hmm.
stereotype people and prejudice. But some stereotype sounds like positive, but usually prejudice for the negative things.
Uh-huh. Yeah. Well, I think that people are prejudiced because of stereotypes, don't you
Hmm.
think?
Yeah, I think so.
So,
I
and
think, yeah, I
yes,
think I think stereotypes is general than prejudice.
yeah,
Um, because stereotypes, as Aka said, there is a good and bad things, and
yes,
it's natural thing that you do it. Uh, we use our sense to do that. It's something natural, not.
yeah,
But I don't know what the word prejudices. I think it's
prejudice.
prejudice. I think it's like a result, like a result, but not always.
Uh-huh. And
First,
I think both of them are people that don't think. You know,
Mm.
they
Right.
they have been told. Like there's people around the world that hate Americans, but they've never met an American. Or when I was growing up I grew up during the Cold War. You guys know that was between the United States, the West and the East, and the United States and the USSR. Uh, and I had never met a Russian, but the Soviet Union people were taught to hate us, and we were taught to hate them. You know, and in reality, we'd never met each other and stuff like that. So then, and that I think is terrible when people are prejudiced and they teach others to hate each other. So, um, and I don't think my parents taught me to hate Russians. I just saw it on TV. So
yeah, the media is the first source for stereotypes
yeah,
in, in every
completely.
country.
Yeah, completely. Because
Mm.
and things like verbling actually can bridge and change those stereotypes many times. And just having the opportunity to be exposed to people from different nationalities, faiths, languages, ways of thinking will totally change stereotypes completely and totally. So anyway, thank you very much for your time and attention, and I hope that you all learned some words and some new words, and some vocabulary, and then got some practice speaking as well. So, and
Yes.
thank you very
Thank you.
much. And
Thank
you
Thank
you
you.
very
guys,
much.
all right, have a wonderful evening, Ake and Anamari. I think, and then Shadow, have a great day. And Anamari, Maria, like I myself, we need to go to bed. So,
Okay, sweet dreams. Bye bye.
Yeah, thank you. I'll actually have another class, but okay. Talk to you guys later. Bye.
Bye.